Campbell steps the ball out to Weston, back to...
High, Barrett takes the mark. It was close to out of bounds on the full in any case. And young Stephen Barrett in his first season from the back pocket for the Tigers.
Behind, over the top of Kernahan, plays on quickly. Jeff Robertson, long and strong, and straight into the post. Bad luck puts the Central Districts there as Robertson kicks a beautiful, just faded at the end of its flight into the post. They're 4-2 now, trailing Glenelg 7-8.
Frost looking towards Kernahan. Cousins will take it easily. Kernahan will get a free kick.
Robertson shepherding.
So Kernahan from half-back. Punches a drop punt to the centre. Krieg's there. Krieg's played very, very well and he takes the mark. Krieg from the centre square. High drop punt. 10th kick. Corns a leaper. Edwards a chance. It sits for him. Drop punt missed a behind.
Free kick. Pushing the back. Graham Corns making an error of judgment there. Making the second man on the fly. Greg Edwards showing good judgment. Stayed down. 3 up was enough for him. 1 of his team and 2 of theirs. Waited for the offhands, took it. Now he's got a very difficult shot for goal, having received this free kick for in the back.
Robert, on that point, I wonder if Frost made the error because Edwards was his man and he stayed back and Frost went out with Corns.
I thought Frost got to the fall of the ball first, though. Corns came in from behind him.
Yeah, you might be right.
Still.
This is an important kick, Robert, from the pocket.
Is it ever?
Edwards has kicked 102 goals this season. He was dropped for 2 matches. Drop punt. She's a good kick. I think he's got it. It's through. 5-2 to 7-8. And is that what the Dogs wanted?
Well, for a moment I thought he was using the wrong kick. One would have perhaps assumed he kicked the drop punt. He kicked it high and the ball came back with the wind slightly. It just faded as it got to the top of the goals. He judged it very well. He kicked it high over the top of the goal post and it just faded back in and they're back in it again, the Bulldogs.
3 goals a difference. The crowd lifting the Centrals at the moment. Kernahan misspoke Krieg. McDermott fell over. Basanko will get a free kick for holding the ball. So it's Central District's turn to get a little bit of run.
Neil Basanko's done well at centre half back too since he's been there, prepared to play on.
Robertson, high left foot. Kernahan's there, more over the back. And Stephen Kernahan takes a wonderful mark. Drop back there quickly too, Kernahan.
He did more, perhaps could have punched that away. He had the fly, full of old days. Macfarlane, Seabohm, Maynard. Well done. Trigg moving up quickly and defending because Duthie's on his own on the centre wing. That is Stephen Trigg's man. And now Jeff Gillies is covered up for him by dropping back from half forward. Maynard into the centre square. Sewer in front. Hearn spoiling. Basanko again. Wild and woolly, that handball. Holst, beautifully placed, kick to Carey. Just come off the ball. Bythien from behind. Carey keeps him in the area for his team. Forces it out of bounds. And the throw-in, enabling players to get their positions. Perhaps Glenelg now with an opportunity to get that lead back again.
Just about to enter time on. Carey and Bythien. Norsworthy. Carey. Carey dropped it and tackled, play on, and it'll be a ball in. No, a free kick will go against Peter Carey again. Not sure what for. It'll go to Mark Norsworthy.
No, deliberate out of bounds. Deliberate out of bounds. Norsworthy's a bit stiff not to get that free kick before. It's just that he's so short. Carey, it's deliberate out of bounds, I'm sure. Norsworthy. McDermott. This young man has put on so much weight and strength during the season, it's almost... He's undetectable from the person I saw early in the year. McDermott to centre half forward. Weston, beautiful body Weston, jumped early, let the body come into him from behind. Very well judged. The Glenelg skipper. An opportunity to kick a much needed goal. They want their 4-goal lead at half time if they can. It's gone for the short kick. Peter Bythien playing loosely on Peter Carey. Well judged though. Carey held his ground. Big super. I can still see him in 1973 from centre half forward. Those finals when he towered a couple through for the Bays to win them the premiership. Accurate as as you like. Peter Carey, full points, Glenelg 8-8. Central Districts 5-2.
Darryl Hicks has come down from the stand to go onto the ground. Moore, Carey, McGuinness missed it. Gillies, high. Vivian, well done Marshall, played it beautifully. Then recovered, gave it to McGuinness. McGuinness threw half forward with a long one. Out of bounds, hitting the behind post, and Bything will bring it back in.
I still think Tony McGuinness didn't aim that kick then, Bruce. I think he just kicked it in the area. He's certainly not aiming off to finish his play as well as he might.
Bything, Moore and Carey. They're winning in the air now, Glenelg. Cousins standing at full forward. They need something from their big fellows. Moore not able to give it to them at the moment. Carey's 11th kick. Screw punt towards the goal square. Kernahan getting set with Bything. Rusciak falling over on top of it. Got rid of it in a hurry. Sewer over the top of the ball, and also Nordsworthy in the ball up.
11-10 Glenelg, 5-4 Centrals. Peter Bything and Stephen Kernahan. Bything going for the boundary line. McInerney waiting for handball. Free kick now to Mark Nordsworthy. I hate to think how many frees he's had, Bruce.
Plenty.
Half back, Moore. That's a good confident take.
5 free kicks to Nordsworthy, Robin. Plenty of kicks. Moore gets it to Basenko. Basenko's handball not good. It'll sit for Trigg. Broke one tackle. Van Dommel. Krieg. Robertson missed it. Gave it to Marshall. Marshall across the painter.
Well, back into attack. McDermott at half forward. Painter running on quickly. Beautiful marking by Rusciak, but McDermott's got the evasive ability. Gets the ball to his boot to Kernahan. It's well done. Bit of a box on behind play. Good bit of strong football back there. Good tackle by Rusciak. He hung on well there to try and claim McDermott. McDermott's evasion was terrific. And Stephen Kernahan accepts a very fine pass. Certainly an acquisition at full forward. That's a good move by Coach Halbert. The rest of the big fellows at full forward in preference to centre half forward. Kernahan forcing a little on that kick. Probably a little outside his distance. I don't think it was really. I think he might have thought it was though. And threw for it behind to Glenelg. Behind they would have liked a goal. 11-11 to 5-4.
Jamie Thomas to bring it in. Kernahan's kick 2-2. Drop punt. Getting underneath of Bubner. McDermott played a big game, McDermott, but a free kick will come back to Bubner. So that's a lucky break for Central Districts. McInerney would have been in. And Bubner from centre half back. He's been given the job to Stan Weston. Gillies stood his ground. Seabohm taking a chance to Krieg, to Edwards from centre half forward. Short one. Cousins has grabbed it.
Nearly got out, but he had the bag just on the side, Bruce, and he just put it in the old bag.
That ball wouldn't have risen more than a foot for the whole of the 35 metres it travelled, and the big fellow got down and got down well. And so Richard Cousins can kick one against the run of play. Drop punt, goal, 6-4 to 11-11, and Cousins has got his first, and the Bulldogs get their first after 8 minutes of the second half. 8.5 minutes into the third quarter. Carey and Moore, maybe Carey, Holst with a long one. Kernahan in the front posse. Well read off the boot. Peter Bything was with him, but he read it by about a half a metre better than Bything, and the ball being a flat punt like that, just wobbling in onto his chest. He's got another chance. Taken 10 marks today, Kernahan, and kicked 2-2. Kernahan has kicked another. He's now kicked 3 goals too. 12-11 Glenelg, 6-4 Centrals. Stephen Kernahan, a real worry up in the forward line. Although I would think that the worry's not so much Kernahan. The fact is that the ball's getting there must be the worry to Central Districts. They can't get any run through the centre square in that area so that they can move the ball into half forward quickly. Greg Edwards has looked very good on a few occasions when he's had an opportunity at centre half forward and at full forward, but unfortunately for Centrals, they can't give him enough opportunities. 9.5 minutes gone of the third term. Moore against Carey. 23 shots to 10. Carey again, thumped on by McInerney. Basenko taps it straight back to McInerney. Weston underneath it. Bounce. Well done though by Bubner. Giving Rusciak the run of it. Hearn or Shepherd. Rusciak from half back. Robertson underneath it. Macfarlane, magnificent mark.
If anyone looks overawed by today, it's Jeff Robertson. And he's the only young player on the ground that really is overawed, I'd say. He just made an error a while ago when he handballed a ball to the opposition, and it just looks as though he's down in the dumps a little bit.
Duthie, Van Dommel, Holst, Central District's making a lot of errors. Maynard. Now can Kernahan take it again? Not this time, but Lannis can. Lannis from full forward, 20 metres out. Hasn't goaled today, but he's got 44 this season. And this game is slipping away from Central Districts. They came from 11 behind at only earlier on. But with Lannis's kick, which has just gone through, they're now 13-11 to 6-4 behind. And that's just about out of reach after 11 minutes of the third quarter.
Yes, Glenelg are leaving no doubt now. There is some confusion. Lindsay Rusciak would not have played in this defensive action. Permanent back pocket, seeing the ball come in quickly like that. Just on that occasion, Lannis taking the opportunity to zip in front of Kernahan and Bytheen not able to spoil.
Moore and Carey, what can the Bulldogs do to get a lift? Mobb's got the tap away. Marshall, and the Bays go forward again. McGuinness with a run of it, trapped it, almost got back on it. Kernahan's left foot, out of bounds on the fall.
Gee, that was careless. They had a big chance then. That's Stephen Kernahan's first mistake. Of course, it wasn't an easy goal to kick. They had 2 or 3 of them around the ball then. He chose to put on the boot, quite rightly so. Couldn't find the accuracy. Rusciak the halfback. Off hands. Vivian's got the fumbles. He can't take a possession at any cost at the moment. Half forward flank. Almost 12 minutes. 13-11 Glenelg. Central 6-4. Carey, Norsworthy sharking it very well. Krieg in front. Spoiled away by Hull. Sewer. Handball error. Norsworthy. Bounce down at centre half forward for Glenelg.
Norsworthy's done a lot of the roving today. Robert Platten spent a lot of time in the forward pocket, which is unusual because he is the first rover and the #1 trump card in that area. Carey the front spot, Moore over the top. Norsworthy again, he's worked very, very hard. Basenko, drop punt, Edwards, also Corns, Barrett, Vivian having a very poor day. Well done by Marshall. Snout Macfarlane to McGuinness.
Yes, they've got 2 players, both Vivian and Robertson, very, very out of sorts, very much out of sorts.
One young, one old. High kick towards full forward. Trigg caught by Kernahan. Duthie, Lannis, goal. 2 to Lannis, 14-11 to 6-4. And the Bays are running away with this elimination final after 13 minutes of the third quarter.
Michael Lannis getting a couple of opportunities in that forward pocket today. Often John Halbert takes him off and brings Tony Simons on. He uses both of them as pinch hitters. They're great opportunists. And today we see Michael Lannis in the third quarter on the ground. He stayed there for most of the game and he's done well.
Big super, he'd be happy. Cousins having a run. Holst, Platten on the ball now. Free kick to Platten in the centre. 8 goals, 7 the difference. 25 shots to 10 to Van Dommel. Drop punt. Edwards, Corns. Corns playing a very good game. Barrett. It sits for him. Out of bounds. On the fall. And Vivian or Van Dommel can take their pick. Maybe it'd be better for Vivian because it might give him some confidence now to come back to Mobbs.
One wouldn't credit it's the same Graham Corns we saw playing some years ago that we see playing centre half back even 2 years ago. Whether it's the effect of John Halbert, his coach, or whether in fact it's the effect of Graham Corns is a much more mature play. Free kick there against David Frost. Jumped too early, interfered with Terry Moore. Yes, older players like that, it's terrific seeing them harness their abilities, and his natural talent in all his career has been that of flying from behind packs and high in the air. He certainly harnessed that, and we've seen him take two great one-handed marks today. One in the second quarter from the front position, an absolute gem. Terry Moore, like an arrow, that ball, right through the centre. Central still hanging in there. 7 goals for Glenelg, 14-11. Of the last quarter at Football Park. Glenelg leading 15-15 to Central District's 9-6. Terry Moore and Peter Carey were going to go for the knock, but it's Holston Mobs has kicked off the ground to Corns. Corns clears. What a great game he's playing. Tony Simons, fresh from the interchange bench. Kernahan, fantastic game he's played at full forward and in the ruck. His work around the ground, but at full forward in particular, Central just cannot contain this man. 18 years of age.
And this is his 18th kick.
Fantastic performance by the big fellow.
50 metres out. Kernahan has kicked 3-2 today. Drop punt, strong kick, just missing, so it's 3-3 to Kernahan. Glenelg 15-16, Central District's 9-6. The Bulldogs are kicking to the scoring end. Looking at the flags at the moment, maybe a goal, 2 goals in it, and they're trailing by 6 goals, 10.
Basenko to bring the ball back in. Stephen Kernahan forcing that kick a little bit. Gets out a little bit fast sometimes and worries about his timing. I don't think he should. Peter Bubner flying early and interfering with Paul Weston. Paul Weston has been very quiet since early in the match when he was fantastic. Takes the free kick. Into the pocket. Kernahan from the back. Central's bring it to the ground. Knocked out. Basenko now with an opportunity. No, it's not. It's Hearn. Hearn to the centre of the ground. High over the top. From halfbacks Maynard, Lunnis, Painter, and finally Holst. Farquhar, who came on in the third quarter. Long to the square. Kernahan getting a run at it. He can't take it. From the front positions, Bubner. Evaded all and sundry. Run 20 metres in the flash of an eye. Creed over the top. Greg Edwards with a chance. Will Frost get there? Frost will get there.
Poor kick by Craig, really. It was much too far for Edwards. Frost to Maynard. 2 Central Districts player there. Van Dommel and Trigg. Trigg's had a quiet one after starting well. Van Dommel, left footer. Well done by Seabohm, taking a chance. Didn't have a lot of luck. Mobs from centre half forward. High kick towards the goal square, getting back Barrett. Norsworthy gave him a shove. Barrett runs it over the line. It's a behind. So 9-7 to 15-16. 61 to 106. Dean Mobs has had a quiet game, the captain for Central Districts, as Frost kicks the ball to the centre. Platten tapes it down. Painter will get there.
Painter to Marshall. Carey on his own on the wing. He was directing it to be kicked to the other side of him. I think he's flat. He's interfered beautifully, as only Peter Carey can. Painter. McDermott plays on confidently. Straight to Kernahan. They all ought to be going there too. Simons tackles Basenko. Kernahan recovering. Picks up the ball like a rover. With his right foot to the square. Weston in front. Play on. The umpire will bounce the ball, of course. Not holding the ball, because if there's a disputed decision, he will come in and bounce the ball automatically.
Bubner over the top. Thomas to Rusciak. To Robertson. Long handball to Mobs in the centre. It's important he gets some kicks. Have a look at that. 80 metres. Frost underneath it. Edwards, oh, he just couldn't take it. It would have been a gimme goal. Frost played it magnificently. To Painter. To Maynard. To Painter. Left foot. McInerney fell over. Trapped it though. Tried to give it out. And it'll be a ball up. Edwards a bit stiff, Rob, but it would have been an easy one for him. He would have run straight in and given Central Districts their 10.
And he read it beautifully. It was the goal they needed, because it would have put them within 5 straight kicks. Flat. Mobs can't get it to bounce for him. Holst to Marshall. Marshall to McDermott. McDermott to the pocket. Weston from the front. He's marked it this time, no doubt. Well done, Paul Weston. Taking two very nice marks from the front position now, coming in with the ball, unsighted as to where the opposition are coming. Taking the mark. Tony McGuinness. Well, he's certainly within distance. 40-metre kick required. See if he can put a bit of punch in the kick. His kick's travelling very high, Tony McGuinness, quite often. Not getting a lot of carry in them. Getting a bit of advice there from John Bader. Come back a bit further, he says. Which he did. That kick's a little bit lower. And it just makes the distance. It hung up there. He didn't time that all that well either. But Glenelg have got a very important goal. That'll really see them clear now. 16-15, leading Central Districts 9-7.
16-16, Robert.
16.
Got an extra point, and McGuinness has got 4 today. Hasn't done that much around the ground, but Weston giving that off to Tony McGuinness. 112-61. Moore, Carey, McDermott holding the ball.
Yes, he was tackled and he kept trying to evade. Tried to break the tackle, they wouldn't let go though.
Moore with a boomer. Cousins off, Frost from the back. Gillies, Edwards, left foot missed. Behind. 9-8, 16-16. Edwards so far today has kicked 2-2. Could almost have run on a bit further there. Frost got up very high for that long kick by Moore and hung in the air for a while. And once again, Robert, Central Districts have failed to get the first goal in this quarter, which is what they had to get.
Yeah, they had the opportunity, couldn't quite capitalise. David Frost off hands towards Vivian, who's had a very quiet day indeed. Vivian onto his left foot. Handball was perhaps on, just kicks a flying left footer straight into Holst. Holst gives the ball across to Duthie. Duthie into some space. Lannis long way up the ground, knocking the ball forward. Knocking down for Farquhar. Maynard from half-back, gives it to McGuinness. He's got the pace to beat Rusciak. All he's got to do is kick it straight, and he has. Well done, Glenelg. They're certainly finishing off their play. Tony McGuinness kicks his 5th. Glenelg are now 17 goals, 16, leading the Central Districts 9 goals, 8.
Just can't buy a goal at the moment, Central Districts. Frost, high drop punt. Kernahan in the middle of 2 players. Mobbs getting more kicks in the last quarter than he's had in the other 3, I'd say. Out towards Vivian. Vivian with one of his rare touches. Edwards missed it, then ducked, then snapped, and goal. 3 goals to Edwards. Central Districts, after 22 and a half minutes of the last quarter, finally get one in this term. 10-13 to 18-19.
Greg Edwards has always looked a little bit of a danger up forward for Centrals, but he hasn't had a lot of opportunities. That occasion then, he missed the mark. He should have taken it. Forward line for Centrals hasn't played confidently, but then again, how can you play confidently when the opportunities are coming in such a limited way? And of course, the Glenelg defence being prepared to spoil and play very tight as they have this afternoon. It's not easy to play.
23 minutes gone. Cousins with a long run up, so's Kernahan. Cousins, Mobbs. Cousins towards Norsworthy, Mobbs again. Cousins lays it out towards Mobbs. Farquhar there. Cousins still fighting. McInerney. Ball up. Graham Corns coming away with it. Corns has played a magnificent game today at centre half-back. 314 games. McDermott to Marshall, and Marshall with a left footer.
Van Dobbel marking for Central District. Norsworthy in the centre of the ground, got a chance to attack straight. Goes out to the pocket. Stephen Barrett fumbles, but has paid the mark. Play on, the umpire calls. Barrett relieving for Glenelg. Kernahan. What a great game this young man's played. To half forward. Simons from the front. Van Dommel. Vivian goes running with the ball. He hasn't run with it too much this afternoon though. Into the centre of the ground. Collision there between Sewer and Rusciak. Mobbs overrunning it. Cousins Robertson, and now here's an opportunity for Stephen Trigg. He's got the distance and the accuracy. 11 goal 13, 18-19, Glenelg.
Trigg's first goal. Cousins doing well in this last quarter. He did that beautifully in the centre, getting the handball on, and Robertson getting it across, and Trigg from about 50 metres on the run gives Central Districts their 11th, 11-13 to 18-19, and so the difference is 8 goals. We're about to enter the time-on period.
Cousins versus Kernahan. Norsworthy, blind handball. Recovers though, the off hands. Edwards from behind Seabohm, not interested in competing. Off hands to Platten. Moore, Frost. Platten still working at the ball. Moore intercepts. Has his arm grabbed when he went to give the handball by Graham Corns. Good defensive effort there. Forcing a bounce down 20 metres out from the central goal.
Moore and also Stephen Kernahan. Kernahan's run's been amazing today. Mobbs got in there. Bythene's kick smothered by Corns. Painter to Marshall. Van Dommel runs him towards the boundary. Marshall gets around him. Low drop punt. A lot of Bulldogs out there. Robertson gets there before it goes over the line to Vivian. Vivian coming across towards centre half forward. Dangerous kick. Kernahan will mark it. Kernahan's been supreme all day to Lunnis. Lunnis run down, very good tackle. Lunnis recovered though. High drop punt. Hearn against Farquhar. Farquhar and Hearn. Farquhar kept it for a while and then played it on. Falling over Rusciak. McInerney. Hearn. Trigg. Trigg can run through the centre. High drop punt. Platten, Barrett and also Edwards. Edwards missed it. Van Dommel. Quick tackle on Van Dommel by Duthie, and it'll be a ball up at centre half forward. Van Dommel not liking that.
Free kick he's going to get though. He was dumped. The umpire adjudicating on that occasion. He didn't have possession. He was held on to too long. If he did have possession, the little player holding on for a fraction too long. Rene Van Dommel. See, that's a lovely leg. Absolutely beautiful timing. Van Dommel scoring the 12th goal for Central. To their credit, they haven't given up at any stage during the day, but they've been found wanting in the departments of their full back position, particularly when Stephen Kernahan's been there. And at centre half forward, Paul Weston led them a merry dance early in the match and got Glenelg running to their now convincing lead.
Kernahan's taken 15 marks today. Cousins against him. Cousins won it. Thumped on by Sewer, who's playing in the centre. McDermott through centre half forward with a low drop punt. Basenko takes it on his chest. Yes, one thing Central Districts can say is that they run it right out. Glenelg were 10 in front at one stage in this quarter. Basenko's wobbly one. Lunnis. Robertson lays it off to Norsworthy, who fell over, then got it back, then looks for a free kick, and he'll get it. Gee, he can win them, Robert.
He's playing the ball. He tends to get in after it. He fumbles sometimes. Jeff Robertson. Too long, Lunnis. Mobbs, nowhere near Mobbs. Robertson's made some terrible mistakes this afternoon. Basenko coming from behind Carey. Norsworthy in position again. It's a better handball to Van Dommel. Robertson, now he's got the opportunity. Magnificent kick to full forward. Moore's height, not too much for Frost as Corns gets it off hands and gives it to Maynard. Glenelg are off again from half-back. Simons backpedaling slightly to give himself a bit of room. McGuinness running on. Van Dommel coming in late. McGuinness equal to the occasion though and takes the mark at half forward.
Tony McGuinness has kicked 5 goals today. High one. McDermott underneath it with Robertson. Robertson sporting. Bubner. Bubner kept his balance. Gives it across to Jamie Thomas. Props it to Mobbs. Mobbs in the centre was going to play on and decided against it. Dean Mobbs. Drop punt. Edwards on a lead. Seabohm against him. Kernahan still there. Edwards. Krieg. Seabohm. And it'll be a ball up.
Central District persevering with that cross the ground kick. Not going directly on the line of the goal when they have the opportunity for a one out.
Kernahan and Cousins. Cousins laying it down to Norsworthy. Norsworthy's winded and the Kernahan's hurt as well. And a free kick against Norsworthy, who just about collapsed when he got that ball.
They've had a collision. The umpire's just totally unaware of that. He and Kernahan ran into each other very strongly.
over at the moment. Norsworthy staggered. Seward to the half-forward flank. Simons takes a fingertip. He's only got to get it across to McGuinness, and they're in. No, McDermott rather. McDermott from centre half-forward with a wobbly one, which is going to bounce through for a behind. 18-20 to 12-13. McDermott's played a very good game. That's his first score, but he was a big winner early. He's had 15 kicks. Sanko will bring her back in. Screw punt. Van Dommel took off early. Painter claimed it. High kick towards Weston. Weston underneath it, and he takes the mark.
This is indication of just how good Glenelg have been. They're 18 goals 20. Handballs it on to Simons. Simons makes it 19 goals 20. But that, what I was saying, the indication that Glenelg have been so good up forward is through the number of scoring shots that they've had in tight finals, particularly here at Footy Park with the big ground. One fine scores or shots for goal somewhere in the vicinity of 25 to 30. This afternoon, Glenelg have passed that by a long way. 39 shots for goal at the 30-minute mark of the last quarter.
Darryl Hicks showing great sportsmanship a moment ago, walking 50 metres to John Halbert's coach's box and congratulating him. So Cousins with the tap. Van Dommel to centre half forward. Maynard takes a chance. The bounce beat him. Barrett's played a beautiful game to Frost. Frost with that loping action and that long left footer towards Marshall. And Marshall took the mark. Well, he claimed it. Play on, the umpire says. Marshall onto his left foot. Robertson underneath it. And the siren sounds. And so Central Districts can hang up the boots after that brave run to the finals in 1982. They've been beaten by the Bays. Glenelg 1920, 134 have defeated Central Districts 12 goals, 13, 85. And Glenelg are into next Saturday's first semi-final.
McGuinness got 5 goals today. Weston 3, Kernahan 3 and Lunnis 3. And for Central Districts, Edwards 3 and Platten got 2.
John, congratulations. A turnaround of 25 goals in 4 weeks. How do you substantiate that?
Well, Ian, I think we all know that football's a week-to-week proposition, and we'd beaten them twice this year. 4 weeks ago, we played very badly, and they played very well. But week by week, you work on football, and you've just got to perform. And today, fortunately, our boys performed very well.
Previously, when you played them, you've been working them very hard at training. Perhaps that had something to do with it? They seem to be more alive today?
Oh, no, I don't think so, Ian. I think it was just a matter of we didn't work hard enough, and they got the run of the ball. They became a confident side, and they ran us off our feet. But as I say, that's 1 week, and the next week you prepare for a different game, and our boys prepared well for this game, and I was very pleased with their effort.
John, one of the comforting thoughts, you won well without Peter Carey dominating the game. Now, this is credit to young Stephen Kernahan, who marked very well and played well.
Oh, Stephen's a very good player. He's improving every week. If he could just straighten that leg out in front of goals, he could kick 10 goals in any one game because he's such a good grabber of the ball and he works so hard. No, I was very pleased with our effort. I think it was a good team effort. Soup did up a lot of work, even though he didn't dominate. But I thought we had a lot of good players today.
You played centre half forward. Was that a surprise to you? When did you find that out?
Oh no, I had a feeling that I might be there this week. Steve Kernahan and Peter Carey, you know, we feel are much better up at full forward where they don't have to kick so far, and it proved it today. They probably kicked about 6 between the two of them, and both put in faultless displays.
Looking at actually the Central's performance, were you a little disappointed the way they didn't really take it up to you at any stage? They never looked like beating you.
No, I thought they'd be much harder today, but then again, you've got to realise that they've come from 7 weeks ago, you know, not even look like having a chance. They've won 7 in a row. It may have left them a little bit flat for today.
The Bays look very sharp indeed, and I don't think you really carried a passenger.
No, it was 20 players today, all doing their bit, and of course you've got to have that to win finals.
And Paul, what about the young fella next to you?
Oh, magnificent display. You know, clearly best on ground.
Well, I thought, you know, without Super dominating the game, Stephen came into his own, and it was a fantastic performance.
Especially his marking. I mean, you know, how'd you like to have a pair of hands like that?
Oh, gee, what a future. How'd you like a future like that?
Yeah,
you probably have. You probably have. Paul, well done. All the best for the rest of the series.
Thanks.
Speaking of young Stephen Kernahan, how did you feel about the big final?
Oh, very ecstatic that we won, Ian. We had to answer a lot of people today because we copped a hammering from the press, and I think we answered them in the best way we could today.
Stephen, I'm just getting your stats from Lincoln there. What was his stats, Lincoln? 24 kicks. How many marks did he? 16. You must be exhausted.
Oh, No, Steve did a lot of the work on the ball. The boys put the ball in well at full forward. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to grab the ball when it's coming so well.
He does a lot of the hard work, Super. Perhaps he didn't dominate the game like he normally does, but he does the bullocking work, and you were quite happy to...
Yeah, his influence for everyone when he's on the ball is amazing. Just him being there is enough, and today I thought he dominated everything, really.
Snout, you don't look real well, mate. What's the matter? What have you done?
I've got sore feet, mate.
Sore feet, why are you holding your elbow?
Yeah. I just got a crook shoulder at the moment.
Is it bad?
Oh, we don't know yet.
When did you do that?
Towards the end of the third quarter.
Yeah. Just talking to your coach, he's very happy with the whole team performance. Now, it's lifted tremendously this week. What was the difference in the game today as compared with, say, the last 3 or 4 weeks?
Oh, I think we got our act together as a whole, plus we were first to the ball. Now, you know, if you're first to the ball, you've given every opportunity. And I think 20 blokes today, you know, committed themselves to the ball.
I felt that you pressured Centrals too. They never seemed to be able to get their running game going. Obviously, you tackled very quickly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if we were second to the ball, we were right there to put pressure on them. And I think the main thing, we were first to the ball most of the day. And then when we didn't get possession of the ball, we put pressure on them, and they obviously wilted under the pressure.
We as selectors felt that we couldn't win without Michael Wright. He's a very good player.
I find that strange, Darryl, with the depth that you've built up over the last 2 months.
Well, that could be so, but then again, who would you have played at centre-half forward who can jump as high, run as fast and kick as long as Michael? And he and Greg have built up quite a combination, so I felt for Greg's sake, you notice that when Michael was there, even though he didn't touch the ball a lot, that the forward line was open. We did kick 3 goals fairly early.
You were still in the game when he was there. I would agree with that, but suddenly your strong points over the last 7 or 8 weeks became weak points, didn't they?
Well, that's to the credit of Carey, Kernahan, Weston and Corns, the best 4 players on the ground, the key position virtually players, were unable to be contained, and we then had to work so hard, and the bounce and the momentum and the initiative was lost. It looked as if we were suffering from finals nerves, which we weren't, because we started beautifully.
Yeah, I thought you started well. You sat alongside Jack Halbert at the end?
Well, that's in respect to John, because I'd always said to him, and we are great mates, but I'd always said I'd come and sit with him in the box one day, and when I got there, he was amazed. He didn't believe it, neither did I.
Certainly refreshing, Darryl Hicks. Bad luck to Darryl. It's been a great ride with Central District. 7 wins in succession to make it into the finals. But well done to John Halbert and also to the Glenelg Football Club, because they've copped a lot of flack with their finals performances in recent years. And who knows, 1982 just might be the year of the Tiger. They're in with a chance. They're into the first semi-final next week.